We have all dreamed of being a millionaire, having the money to do whatever you want, whenever you want, baby. And that also entails driving a sick car that makes you look filthy rich. Not just rich, filthy rich, baby. These cars will make other people think that you're a CEO for less than a new Toyota Camry. And the last car on this list is seriously one of my favorite cars of all time. So stick around, it's great to see you guys again. Let's go. When I think of Aston Martin, I think of Bond. James Bond. Martinis, gambling, beautiful women, and tuxedos. You know what else I think? EXPENSIVE. Expensive. And Aston Martins are seriously expensive. We mere mortals could only hope to afford one in this lifetime. But thanks to the most dangerous secret agent in the world, depreciation, you could be driving a Bond car for way less than you might expect. The Aston Martin V8 Vantage is the new budget British banger. Yep, it is the one that'll make people think that you have a license to kill every time you drive it. And if you were to buy one of these brand new, it would have cost you $130,000. But the prices for them are sky falling. Like this gorgeous drop top for just 22,000 bucks. Shh, don't tell anybody about this deal. It's for your eyes only. And believe it or not, the Vantage is more than just a pretty face. Its 4.3 liter V8 puts out a respectable 380 horsepower and does it right by sending all of that power to the huge rear wheels. And that means one thing, and one thing only. Just imagine telling your friends that you drive an Aston Martin. They're definitely gonna think you're rich, and maybe even a British secret agent. And one interesting quirk and feature is that fellow YouTuber Doug DeMuro had a Vantage in a manual.
My new Aston Martin.
And I don't know about you, but rowing your own gears in a $100,000 racer is definitely part of the ideal lifestyle, baby. And if you want to support the manuals, snag our limited edition Save the Manual shirt. It's our bestseller and you can get it while supplies last. Now, do you know what car is cheaper and definitely says you're rich even more than the Vantage? It's the Bentley Continental GT. That's right, you can afford a freaking Bentley, and not some old one that no one's heard about. No. You can be driving a thoroughbred winged bee with a racing pedigree. The Bentley Continental GT. And my God, is this thing sick. Not only is it from one of the most revered luxury brands on earth, and it's got insane curb appeal because pretty much every rapper on earth has at least mentioned the Bentley once for its pimpin' style. And I can promise you this, you are going to be breaking necks every time that you roll through the streets. And the B in Bentley surely means that it is the best car for looking rich in. And you can get this beautiful Bentley Continental GT for just $19K. Less than the Aston Martin with way more luxury features. And with an insanely overpowered 6-liter W12 engine that makes over 600 horsepower. This is an ideal deal. Now, the Bentley is definitely rich, but what if you don't want a coupe? Why not dive down the path of a SUV? Land Rovers are the perfect badass sports utility for looking baller at your local Starbucks. It's an SUV that you get when you just don't want any SUV. You instead want a status symbol. And the sporty yet stylish Range Rover Evoque is one very high-end compact rig. And let me tell you, it's gonna help you stand out in the parking lot at Whole Foods. And you know Land Rover, the British luxury brand used not only by British royalty, but almost everyone in Hollywood, which tells me that Land Rover owners probably have really deep pockets. I just got lint. I mean, just ask Squid how much he spends to keep his running.
That's gone. Right, Gabe, come here.
But hear me out really quick, because you don't need deep pockets to keep up with the Kardashians. Oh no, because I found this black on black two-door Evoque that looks seriously badass for just $16K, which is just a small slice of the over $50,000 that you would have spent buying it new, which makes it the cheaper Land Rover, but people standing outside the club won't know the difference. And because it's one of the most agile Land Rovers, makes for a super organic off-roader. And if you're like me and you don't want a pavement princess, go check out the best off-roaders you can snag for under $5,000. But back to the Evoque. Sure, it may not attract the same attention as a Bentley or an Aston, but it's gonna be a practical and expensive looking SUV that's gonna help you get the groceries in style. Now, you want to go faster? May I interest you in one of the most affordable and best supercars made in this millennia? The classic, the exhilarating, the expensive, the German Holy Grail itself, the Audi R8. Yeah, this four-ring beast is a car that you'll casually see cruising in Monaco and in the hands of Iron Man. And that tells me one thing: whoever drives this must be rich. And the best thing about this expensive supercar is that it's becoming cheaper every single day. I just found this black Audi R8 with a V8 for $40,000, which may sound like a lot, but you gotta remember this thing started way north of $100,000 new. Like way north, like North Star, like way above 100K. And 40K for this supercar is a bargain, if you ask me. And if you want to see all the other affordable supercars, check out this ideal video. Now, why I'd get a V8 is because it sounds like this. Yeah, you can hear this thing from a mile away. You and your neighbors will never forget that intoxicating sound. And just look at this thing. It looks so sick. And those carbon side blades mean business. Plus, the good news is the R8 remained pretty much unchanged for almost 10 years. So even the cheaper V8 with the R-Tronics look just as good as the V10s with the 6-speed manuals, which lets you look like Tony Stark with Peter Parker's bank account. But if you don't want to burn fossil fuels, the fastest car on this list doesn't even make a sound. Yeah, the Tesla Model S is the perfect electric car that you can now finally afford. Teslas are becoming some of the most popular vehicles in the US, specifically thanks to this little guy, the moderate Model 3. But the Model S is a whole different beast. The people that drive Model S's are business owners and CEOs, the type to have some serious dough. And you can now not only own the best electric vehicle money can buy, but also one of the best luxury sedans as well. I found this beautiful black Model S for only $20K with 180,000 miles. Brad, you've lost it. Well, hear me out. This is an electric vehicle. You don't have to worry about maintenance the same way you have to with internal combustion engines. All of your updates are downloaded through the internet. Plus, no oil changes, no engine components to break, no gas even. Just a charge and you're good to go. And being electric, you get all of that instant insane torque that puts you to 60 in spaceship times like 4 seconds with the performance model, which will wow anybody that you have in the passenger seat. And interesting fact, people may just think you're rich because of all the money that you saved on fossil fuel. Now, we've all heard of the Tesla, but there's another electric vehicle that I bet you haven't heard of. I've seen this next one on the road and wondered, what the hell is that thing? Well, it's a Fisker Karma, a good-looking, long-hooded, shooting brake style 4-door with big wheels and a solar panel. When I saw one, I was astounded by how wacky it looked, and I came to the conclusion that this car is an ultra-rare import, and the person who owns it is rich. But I was mistaken. Oh boy. Sure, this weird car known as the Fisker Karma cost $111,000 brand new, but I just found this black one that looks promising for only $26K. Now, I've never owned one, and I did some research, and you definitely don't want to own this car because it is a freaking failure. Hear me out. The Fisker Karma doesn't drive as nearly as good as it looks. Yes, I agree. It might look like a supercar, but it has an electric motor and a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, so it's a hybrid. This thing looks lightning fast, but it goes 0 to 60 in about 8 seconds. But the Karma is a rarity, with only 2,450 ever made. And its strange catfish styling will fool everyone around you into thinking it's some wild Italian sports car, and not what it really is. A sluggish hybrid with a cramped cabin. So if you want a standout car that isn't so bad for the environment, the Karma might be the way to go. But an Italian stallion might have something to say about that. Because this one hauls ass and burns gas, baby. The Maserati Gran Turismo is the perfect car to be a baller in. With that beautiful exhaust note, you are gonna be turning heads when you sound like this. Now, that is seriously cool, and it's a freaking Maserati. What else could you want? It's literally sold in the same dealerships as Ferrari and Lamborghini, and everyone will have respect for it, even the ladies. And while this Trident sounds unattainable new, oh boy, depreciation comes in clutch. With this Italian stallion for just $20K, which you can get for less and buy it properly using the Ideal Car strategies. And that is an ideal deal. And given that it's one of the only reliable Mazis, you are definitely gonna have a fat grin on your face when you pull up to Cars and Coffee. I mean, once it's safe to go to car meets again. Oh, and the honorable mention real quick, if you've seen the Suicide Squad movie, then you've seen this car before. Yeah, I call it the Lamborghini because it's like a Lamborghini and a Bugatti had a baby. And this cheap car that'll make you look rich was the product, AKA the Vader G35. And all you gotta do is take an Infiniti G35 that you can snag for around 4K. Strip it of all of its cosmetics and bolt on that 11K Vader fiberglass kit that makes this thing have supercar looks without the supercar price. Now it's your turn, Ideal fam. If you wanna look rich, would you get the Aston, the Iron Man Audi R8, or something funky like the Karma? Let us know down below. And if you liked this video, smash the subscribe button and also the like button as well. It helps us a ton to continue to bring you ideal content. You guys rock, and as always, keep living that ideal lifestyle.